subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss a video from LiveLaw.
Hey guys, welcome to Courts This Week. We're on episode 35 now, and I'm Sanya, taking you through important legal developments of the week that was. Let's begin with the top court updates first. The Supreme Court on Thursday pulled up the centre for filing a shoddy affidavit in a plea seeking strict action against the media for criminalization of the coronavirus pandemic in light of the Tablighi Jamaat meeting in Delhi's Nizamuddin. The bench noted that the ministry concerned had filed an affidavit without even taking into consideration the details related to the incidents of bad reporting. The court was hearing a petition filed by Jamiat Ulema-e-Hind seeking action against media reports indulging in communal branding of COVID-19 pandemic in light of the Tablighi Jamaat meeting in March. In this backdrop, the Solicitor General said that the fresh affidavit will be filed by the next date and that he will be personally vetting it. CJI said, "We must tell you, Mr. Mehta, we cannot treat the court the way you are treating it in this case. You have filed an affidavit by a junior officer. We find it extremely evasive. The affidavit does not make any comment on the allegation and goes so far as to say brazenly that the petitioners have not pointed out any incident of bad reporting. To say that you don't agree with the petitioners is one thing, but how can you say that there is no incident pointed out?" Top court has held that the public places cannot be occupied indefinitely. Dissent and democracy go hand in hand, but protests must be carried out in designated area, said the bench while delivering a judgment on the scope of right to protest and whether or not there can be any limitation on such a right. The court added that social media channels are often fraught with danger and they lead to highly polarizing environments. This is what was witnessed in Shaheen Bagh. What started out as a protest caused inconvenience to commuters, said the top court while holding in a batch of petitions pertaining to road blockade at Shaheen Bagh in Delhi by protesters who were opposing the Citizenship Amendment Act. The court, interestingly, also pulled up the administration and its inability to clear encroachments and obstructions, waiting on the judicial orders for doing so, adding that it was the laxity of the administration that warranted intervention of the court. Now, even though the road blockade issue in Shaheen Bagh that top court was seized of was rendered infructuous in light of the COVID-19 induced pandemic, the court had earmarked that it shall deliver a verdict on the issue of right to protest versus right to mobility. The Supreme Court directed the state of Uttar Pradesh to file an affidavit stipulating witness protection plan as well as suggestions from parties for enlarging the scope of Allahabad High Court proceedings. The petitioner Satyama Dubey, an activist, had sought transfer of the Hathras case to CBI with a court-monitored probe. Note that the Lucknow bench of the Allahabad High Court has taken suo motu cognizance of the Hathras case, stating that it is an extremely sensitive matter touching upon the basic human fundamental rights of citizens. On the issue of stubble burning, the top court said that it shall look into the suggestion of withholding a portion of the minimum support price, which is MSP, from farmers till it is verified that they did not indulge in stubble burning. The bench was hearing an application filed by a farmer, Vikram Tongad, urging the court for an alternative incentive mechanism for tweaking the amount of rupees 100 per quintal and for its payment to be deferred from within the MSP until it is verified that no stubble has been burnt. The Supreme Court allowed CLAT 2020 aspirants liberty to make representations before the Grievance Redressal Committee, which is headed by retired Chief Justice of India, regarding their grievances pertaining to the conduct of the CLAT examination. A bench headed by Justice Ashok Bhushan stated that the committee should take a decision at the earliest on the objections raised by the aspirants. The bench, however, refused to pass interim orders and declined to stay the counselling and admissions process. Senior advocate Gopal Shankaranarayan appeared for the CLAT 2020 aspirants and submitted before the top court that the manner in which the examination was conducted caused inconvenience to students, such as being unable to feed in the right answers, wrong model answers for questions, and markings. Now, time for some Supreme Court judgments this week. The Supreme Court has observed that testimony of the related witness, if found to be truthful, can be the basis of conviction. If the witnesses are otherwise trustworthy, past enmity by itself will not discredit any testimony, the bench observed. The court observed this while upholding conviction of 5 persons accused in a murder case. This was done while dismissing the appeal against Madhya Pradesh High Court judgment upholding their conviction under Section 148, 302 read with Section 149 of the IPC. Filing of the charge sheet by itself does not entitle an accused to copies of any of the relevant documents, including statements, under Section 164 of the Court, the Supreme Court observed, while setting aside an Allahabad High Court order. The High Court order had allowed the plea of former Union Minister and BJP leader Chinmayanand to seek a certified copy of the statement of the rape victim. The right to receive a copy of such statement will arise only after cognizance is taken and at the stage contemplated by sections 207 and 208 of the Criminal Code, and not before, the bench held. The Supreme Court has held that it is not compulsory for the private medical colleges to provide for 15% NRI quota. Private colleges and institutions which offer such professional and technical courses can decide whether and to what extent they wish to offer NRI on management quotas, subject to limits set by judicial precedents enacted in law or subordinate legislation. In this case, a NEET PG Medical and Dental Admission Counselling Board issued a notice stating their decision to do away with the NRI quota. The notice further stated that the candidates who have applied for allotment on NRI seats will accordingly be considered based on the remaining eligibility criteria. 2 candidates challenged this decision. High courts and other courts now. She is not part of drug dealers, observed Justice Sarang Kotwal, while granting bail to Riya Chakraborty after a month of custody in the case registered by the NCB for allegedly procuring drugs to her former partner and late actor Sushant Singh Rajput. Demolishing the claim of the Narcotics Control Bureau that actor Riya Chakraborty was an active member of a drug syndicate, the Bombay High Court on Wednesday observed that she was not a part of drug dealers. She has not forwarded the drugs allegedly procured by her to somebody else to earn monetary or other benefits, said the bench. Actor Payal Ghosh's lawyer told the Bombay High Court on Wednesday that she is willing to apologize for her statements against actor Richa Chadha and ready to withdraw the same. The submission was made by advocate Satpute on behalf of Ghosh before a Justice A.K. Menon bench. In the civil defamation suit filed by Chadha seeking rupees 1.1 crore damages against Ghosh, Chadha filed the suit alleging her name was dragged by Ghosh into the allegations of sexual assault levelled by her against director Anurag Kashyap. The Chhattisgarh High Court on Monday ordered that no coercive action should be taken against Muhammad Zubair, co-founder of fact-checking portal Alt News, in the FIR lodged against him over a Twitter response. The case pertains to a tweet made by Zubair sharing the profile picture of one Jagdish Singh, which had him standing with his minor granddaughter and asking if it was appropriate for Singh to use derogatory language in replies while using a profile picture figuring his granddaughter. The Delhi High Court restrained Chinese electronics giant Xiaomi from enforcing an anti-suit injunction order passed by Wuhan Intermediate People's Court against Interdigital Technology Corporation. The order of the Wuhan court directly negates the jurisdiction of this court and infringes the authority of this court to exercise jurisdiction in accordance with the laws of this country, said Justice C. Harishankar, observing in the interim order. The plaintiff herein, Interdigital Technology Corporation, had moved the High Court against infringement of its standard essential patents by Xiaomi. It was alleged that the Chinese company had been using its patented technology without entering into a licensing agreement. The Madras High Court observed that it is very unfortunate to see that ladies who come to Tamil Nadu, crossing hundreds of kilometers from neighbouring states with a fond hope of getting employment, are becoming victims of sexual assault. This remark was made by the Madras High Court in connection to an unfortunate case wherein a 22-year-old migrant labourer was gang raped at the Palladam in Tirupur district. A division bench further directed the Inspector General of Police to monitor and supervise personally the case with regard to the gang rape of the lady at Palladam and to see that the culprits are appropriately prosecuted. A judicial magistrate first class at Tumkur, Karnataka, has directed the jurisdictional police station to register FIR against actor Kangana Ranaut for her tweet on farmers opposing the Farmers' Bill. The complaint was filed by Advocate Ramesh Nayak under Section 156(3) of the Code of Criminal Procedure, alleging that Ranaut has posted a message from her Twitter account on 21st September saying, "People who spread misinformation and rumors about CAA that caused riots are the same people who are now spreading misinformation about Farmers' Bill and causing terror in the nation. They are terrorists. You very well know that what I said, but simply like to spread misinformation." That's all for this week, folks. I hope you found this video informative and helpful. Please don't forget to like and share our videos and to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'll see you next week, same time, same day. Bye.
Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss a video from LiveLaw.